Hey guys, it's Maundy Thursday. It's a very special day of Holy Week. I wanted to share with you a few of the events that would have happened this day that we remember. And if we were not quarantined, we would be gathering tonight for a Maundy Thursday service to take communion together and to remember all that Christ had done on this day. So Maundy literally means command or commandment, and Jesus gave a command on this day that we recite over and over and over again, especially at Journey, and that is that we are to love one another. Jesus said, "You are to love one another just as I have loved you." We continue that commandment today, but it was given at a time that they were celebrating the most holy day within Jewish culture, and that was the Passover. It was the celebration that the Hebrew slaves had been delivered out of Egypt, and they had taken a lamb, slaughtered it, and used the blood to cover their doorposts, and that was the final plague that the Pharaoh finally said, "You can go." Jesus kind of repurposed Passover. It was still the most holy day, but instead of being delivered from Egypt, they were being delivered from sin forever, and they were having an opportunity to be saved from their sin and to spend eternity with God in heaven. So instead of the blood representing the blood of the lamb, even though that is what Jesus is often referred to as the lamb, he's talking about his blood. The bread in the Passover meal was meant to symbolize the manna that God provided for them, but yet Jesus said, "This bread represents my body, which is broken for you. I have been provided for you for the forgiveness of sins." Jesus is going to go on, and he's going to do something that leaders today find very difficult: washing the feet of those that follow him. And in that moment of humility, it teaches the disciples so much about love, care for each other, and what Jesus had in mind for the church. He's then going to teach on several things, just continuing to try to prepare them for what's coming, even though they still don't understand. And he's going to go out to pray in the garden, where we have this incredible picture of the Savior of the world praying so fervently, so full of anxiety and stress, that he's literally sweating drops of blood. After this time, Judas, who has already decided that he's going to betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, brings a band of soldiers to the garden, and that is where Jesus is arrested. That night's also the time that Peter is going to deny Jesus 3 times. Now, Jesus told him earlier that evening, "You're going to do this." And he said, "Oh, no way, I'll never do this." And yet, Peter goes on to deny him 3 times, and after that is so full of remorse of what he has done. I think that was one of the things that helped prepare him to help lead the church early on. After his arrest, Jesus is taken away, and we begin to get into the trials of Jesus. We'll talk a little more about that tomorrow, but I just hope as you're celebrating Maundy Thursday, if you have supplies to take communion together, today's a great day to do that. I hope that you'll join us tomorrow night at 7, either on Facebook or on YouTube, and you'll join us for a special Tenebrae service. It's a service of shadows, and we're going to talk about the events of Good Friday. It's going to be mixed in with a number of readings. We're going to be blowing out a series of candles, and there'll be some songs and other things mixed in as well. So I hope that you'll join us. You'll invite some of your friends to do the same. And remember that this time of the year is not just something that we do to have a special worship service. It's not just this one thing that we do this one weekend of the year, but this sets the foundation for our entire lives and everything we believe in. So I hope you're having a great week. I hope that this day has special meaning for you, as it has for Christians for the last 2,000 years. And I look forward to the time when we get to celebrate that the light has overcome the darkness for good. Have a great week.